It is June 20th, 2022. This is Atlanta United FC Weekly, a Home Before Dark podcast.
Already said it.
What do you got, Dan? Fresca. I had one of those at the end of workday, or at the end of the workday today.
Yeah, I just grabbed whatever was in the fridge. I didn't sleep very well last night, so I didn't want to drink any alcohol because
Why?
it usually
What's going
affects
on
my
with you?
sleep.
What's going on with you, bud? No sleep? Just too big of a Father's Day? Just all the breakfast in bed all day? Didn't get much sleep during the day? Or all you did was sleep all day, so then you couldn't sleep at night?
Oh no, I didn't sleep all day. What did I do? We had Walker had a soccer game, which was kind of interesting because the coach on the other team got a yellow card.
Wow.
Yeah, parents are the worst in kids soccer games. They really are the worst.
Do you think they're bad? The coaches are even worse. Am I right? Chiefs coach Steve?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for tuning in on this lovely Monday evening. Sorry if I cut you off, Dan. I just wanted to get the housekeeping introductory stuff out of the way real quick.
It's okay.
It's all fine whenever Tim meanders and I meander, but Dan, how dare you?
Dan, how dare you?
That's right. Yeah.
You're usually
Stay
the
on
one.
task, damn it.
You're usually the one keeping us on task. I am Tim Herb. As always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Mr. Kevin Bradley, across the table from me, and then Dan James, recording from his bunker. Hashtag Bunker Boy. You know what they call bunker boys in the ER? Organ donors. Do you know what I'm talking about? Biker Boys? That movie, Biker Boys. It was a good movie.
That was the one with Gerard Butler at the White House, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, law-abiding citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you? So I think it's super cool.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Did I
go
cut
ahead.
Dan off mid-story?
I'm just giving you shakes. I know you're thinking about it.
I know.
Did you tell us what? What were you going to tell us?
That I think it's super cool that dentists will play movies for you.
Oh, yeah.
But I went to a dentist, and the dental hygienist was like, I was like, I don't care what you put on because I'm in pain. Just put something on. I don't care. She's like, okay, this is a good movie. She put on Law-Abiding Citizen. It is. It's rough. I was like, this is embarrassing to watch basically in public at a doctor's office.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. It's like trying to watch the other guys on a flight. That first 10 minutes is like, I can't do this.
Yeah. The other guys or nice guys?
Nice guys. That's
nice
what I meant.
guys. I was
That's
going to
what I
say,
meant. No,
other
not
guys
the
is
other
pretty.
Yeah, nice guys.
You
That's
have
what
to
I meant.
listen to other guys. But
Yeah.
Dan, did you have a good Father's Day, though?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah. Went to the pool, got sunburned. Then
You don't
drank
look
a little
burned.
bit of tequila. Well, it's if you could see my my thighs, Tim, it would be just like your microphone.
If only I could see your thighs, Dan.
I don't know if I can.
It's like the do it. Oh, that
I'm
struggle.
not that
It's
limber.
so old. It's so old.
So old.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's
What about you, Tim? Did
hell
you
of a
have a
time
good
going to the
Father's
pool.
Day?
I did. My wife surprised me and took me to a Stripers game up in Gwinnett yesterday afternoon. Yep, it was pretty awesome. It was our first time taking the baby to a sporting event, which is like low risk, but then
Right.
in comes a drum line and completely ruins the day. Just loud as can be, about 20 seats or 20 rows in front of us, and just
Wow.
yeah, she was not crying, she was just yelling the rest of the time that we were there. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But we had to stay till the 7th inning stretch because Angie got one of those little billboard things for me on the Jumbotron. So it's pretty great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's good.
It's
times.
like, yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good for
It was
you.
good times. Yeah, the Gwinnett strippers. That's what she was trying to get me a shirt. She's like, it just looks like it says strippers. And
It
none
definitely
of them,
does.
None of them have
Yeah.
the fish on them. I do have the hat though. The hat's pretty great. There's a little fish on it.
It is good.
It was good times though. And Kevin, you celebrated Father's Day with your brother-in-law.
Yep. My nephew took our nephew to his first major sporting event. So took him to the Atlanta United game yesterday, first soccer game. So it was
Nice.
great. Really good.
You got to witness an Ibarra masterclass in the midfield.
Yep. the stereotypes about how boring soccer is whenever it doesn't entertain a 6-year-old for more than their 20-minute attention span will allow.
Like, why aren't they fighting yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Been watching the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah, exactly.
there's
So-
not enough hitting going on.
No, it was great. It was a really good game to go to. Also, my first experience in all of the merch traps there are for parents at those kinds of locations.
yeah.
Whenever we're walking through, and he's like, "Oh, I want that stuffed puppy dog. That's just a generic stuffed puppy dog, but it's got that Atlanta United logo on it. Got to get it for him."
It's Spike. No, that's King.
Yeah.
No, which one is it?
No, it was great, man.
Yeah.
We had a great time. We got there early enough that the crowd wasn't too big, and he did get one of the little 4-inch or 3-inch soccer balls, and so
nice.
we just kind of set up in one of the concourses off to the side. We're just passing the ball back and forth for
That's
a few
awesome.
minutes, which was great. So
That's good times.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Want to call out the people in the trap. We have Elliot Bevan, Jay Hannibal, Brittany S. We have Dawnstar777 on the Twitch stream, which I think is pretty great.
Wow.
And saw that subscription come through.
Fantastic.
It's just shotgun approach, right? Throw it out, see what sticks. And
That's
thanks for joining us. We have Gustavo Rodriguez down in Buenos Aires. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. And then we have Pierce Hicks joining us as well, and Kendrick Brocks.
Lots of dads.
Oh, Dawnstar's Elliot. Okay, gotcha.
Lots of dads in the trap. I like it.
Yeah, a lot of dads.
Shout out to all the dads.
Shout out, dads.
Shout out dads.
Hashtag dads.
Home before dads.
Home before dads. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we should say another trophy for the trophy case,
Yes, we should.
right next to the dinner plate that Orlando City lifted a few years
Abuela's
ago.
dinner plate, as Danny
Mhm.
Danny Palacios dubbed it.
Yep,
So, is that the worst trophy you've ever seen in your life?
quite
I mean,
possibly.
It was trying to like. Do you ever remember Friends? And like they had the Geller Cup, which was just a troll nailed to a 2x4. That was a better trophy than the AmFam thing.
Can you pull up a picture of it?
Yeah,
and share
yeah,
the
yeah.
screen?
Yeah, I mean, just like some.
How
lump of
devastated
fake
was everyone
concrete.
whenever we were up 2-0 just to see it squandered to go back to a
Yeah.
draw before half? How great was that as a Atlanta United fan to watch after all of the issues so far this season? And then you go, this game is going to mean so much for this team. And they come out guns blazing. You're like, oh man, this is great. It just falls to pieces.
Why can't I find? Hold on. Sorry.
However,
my internet skills are not
one of the
great.
things that we were talking about going into that matchup, which was the issues at goalkeeper. And I think that is the biggest set of roster updates and news headlines over the past couple of weeks, both in the transition from, I'm assuming, starting position, now transitioning into Rocco and
So,
in
are we
goal.
done with the Pachuca game now? We're just going straight into goalkeeping updates.
that's part of the Pachuca game. That's his first start as goalkeeper. And
Bro,
then
'cause
we're going to talk about the
we-
game too.
We have even more goalkeeper updates now.
Exactly. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. And then we also
Right.
have a new signing as of today. We haven't moved on, Dan. There's a lot to talk about here.
I am really struggling to. Atlanta United posts way too much. I'm trying to find this damn trophy.
But it sets the table for the Pachuca game because, again, you're up 2 goals. You concede 2 goals, and you still don't feel like Atlanta's got a comfortable lead to win a game unless they're scoring 3 because of the issues that have plagued us at goalkeeper, regardless of who's starting.
Yeah, so it was a set piece. We lost on one, and then the other one was, I mean, they weren't beautiful goals or anything. I think it was just it ended up being a tap in.
Yeah, that second one, there's just nobody on back post,
Right.
basically, and man's wide open to just tap it in, like you said.
right.
So it's just a big golden spike, right? And a little bit of
yeah, it's terrible.
It's basically like the home before dart FIFA trophy.
yeah.
They just
That was good. That was a good trophy though. I got to give you credit on that. That was a pretty stellar trophy. I don't even know. I don't even remember the guy who ended up with it, but
Whoever you are, I'm sure it's in a landfill somewhere.
Probably.
probably so. It probably pushed the carbon
Yeah,
over the edge.
exactly.
Yeah.
He got the signed soccer ball. That was the real trophy.
Yeah.
Ours was just the participation award.
What were you going to say about the trophy, Dan?
It's just complete garbage. I mean, I thought they hired Larry
Tell
Luke
that to
to
Mikey
take care
Ambrose.
of these things.
Whoa,
No, I mean,
shots fired at Larry. I don't like that.
Tell that to Mikey
I'm not
Ambrose.
shots fired at Larry. It's like there must be some structural breakdown because surely Larry is not going to let
Bureaucracy.
something like that
Yeah.
go out unchecked.
Yeah. No, I
Probably not
agree.
even his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good old Mikey Ambrose there. Look at him. I don't. Is that
So happy.
the only trophy he's won?
But do you think
Technically, he's won just as many as Joseph has. Aside from Golden Boot, he's been a contributing part of this roster for as many trophies as Joseph Martinez has.
Yeah,
Right.
he always ends up back here.
That's it.
Yeah. They say
Good
never
old
come
Mikey.
back, but he keeps winning trophies.
Exactly.
You never go back. But do you think that this cup and the trophy were like a gag? Do you think like we were just in on the joke? Like this is
It's not going to be an actual cup.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it gonna just be like is this supposed to be a yearly thing now?
I have no idea.
Yes, it is supposed to be a yearly thing, Tim. Then they're just trying to strengthen their relationships with, because I think it's always going to be a Liga MX team.
That makes sense. I could see that. They
Until
keep
the
that
leagues
pipeline
merge.
whole. You think
Yeah.
that's going to happen?
I think eventually.
Really?
I don't like.
I think it'd be a
It's
lot
probably
better.
it's discussion for another time. But like all these small time owners that won't probably put the money in that they need to, that are probably holding the league back a little bit. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the impetus to eventually merge the two.
That'd be huge, dude.
I mean, it's already merged with. I mean, Canadian. There's no Canadian
Yeah,
league, right?
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
the 3 Canadian clubs are in MLS. I mean, I think some of the trips down to Mexico would be quicker than some of the trips that we take.
There'd just be so much reconciliation
Hey,
between the leagues as far as schedule. I just can't imagine the logistics of how everything gets
Yeah.
restructured for something like
Especially they play 2 seasons across 2 different, actual seasons.
Yeah.
So, Tim, other than your complete discounting of the Canadian Premier League,
that. The what?
exactly.
Oh, right. They have like 1 or 2 teams that eventually, like, occasionally play. Do they? They
In
don't
the
play
Canadian
in-
Open Cup.
Yeah, Canadian Open
They
Cup.
play enough so that somebody can qualify for CCL.
Mm.
That's right. Yeah, that's what Kendrick says. Same exact thing. Whoa, Tim, just not giving the Canadian Premier League any recognition. Yeah, you heard me. That's correct.
It's because Tim is an anti-Canadian.
I'm trying to think. Huh. Well,
Well, all the Alfonso Davies slander you do.
No,
all the time.
no, you're kidding. He's the only he's the only left back I rate ahead of Andy Robertson in the world. So it's-
Richie Larea, you didn't like him either.
No, I didn't like Richie Larea. Those Gold Cup games were, or nation, or whatever it was called, not Nations League. What was it? The CONCACAF. Oh, it wasn't the Gold Cup. Canada. Those games weren't in the Gold Cup, right? What's the other
He played for
CONCACAF
Toronto.
tournament? Yeah, I don't know.
So back to the Pachuca game.
Right.
So we go down. Go ahead.
Well, I don't have any stats in front of me from that game, but I thought Rocco played relatively well. I wouldn't necessarily fault him as much as I would fault the defense on those goals, but
Yeah, I think he had a much better performance yesterday. I feel like, to your point, I don't think he had a terrible game, and he wasn't really tested much in the Pachuca game either. He didn't really have to make any big saves. He made a couple of really big saves yesterday against Miami that he actually had to. What are you talking about? You just saw the highlights.
I
fool.
know. I know. I listened on the radio. Sorry.
He had a couple of really big saves yesterday.
I mean, one of them, that shot from the left side of the box, that was
Exactly.
a really weird angle. That was
Exactly.
good of him to get onto that, but
that was from Lassiter, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that was good. And then he wasn't he able to clean it back up as well? Oh no, Taylor skied it over the bar afterwards.
Yeah. He's, like I said, he's next up, but we also don't know what's going to happen with the new keeper that Atlanta just signed. He used to play for Chivas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raul Godinho.
I
At
don't
6'5", dude. That's like, I'm sorry, but you give me that over a 6'5" guy who is playing for Chivas, even if he wasn't starting at the time. He's 6'6". Yeah, in his cleats.
Give me a 6'5" Swedish broad.
Yeah. We traded a 6-foot Swedish broad for this guy. I'm 6'1". Cool. Yeah, he's, man, I don't know. I guess I have to watch Raul Godinho highlights, but I find it hard to believe we went out and got another first team keeper if he's not going to be our starter.
Surely.
Right?
What do you think, Dan?
I think Godinho is probably, well, that's the interesting thing. I mean, they've had this deal in the works before Rocco has played those games. The first one he's played was against Pachuca, right?
Right.
So they probably had it in the works because we needed a keeper. We needed to bring someone in. You can't always time when you bring those deals to fruition. So it's great that Rocco has put forth a challenge, but I mean, he's not just going to give up the spot. He's not going to give up the spot for free. He's going to try and fight for it. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, I guess, in training, and then what happens against Toronto. I mean, you would think you would start Rocco just because Godinho is not even going to be. He's still waiting on a visa.
It's like July 7th is supposedly whenever he's going to join the team.
So now Rocco's got he's got kind of a runway to try and solidify his spot.
Dude, especially if he gets a couple more clean sheets put together.
Listen, I hope he does. Yeah. But I absolutely hope he does. Like it's very nice seeing that 0 on the scoreboard yesterday from an opposing team, but I get I would love to get proven wrong. I just don't know that you bring in a guy from Liga MX.
It's the whole Franco and
it's true.
It's the whole Franco debate that we had last year, right? Like, it's sight unseen. It's like, are you going to bring in a DP over Anton Walks? Anton Walks certainly staked his claim on that position over the tenure leading up to that and had sort of cemented himself there as that starting player. But then over time, it's like you're bringing in this other guy to play that role for a reason. And ultimately, I think that sort of played itself out over the course of the season. I would expect the same thing to take place here, right? Like, it's, Dan, even to your point, it's not like this just happened overnight. It's something that's been in the works for a while, that they've been eyeing him. And I doubt very much that just is going to go away and he's going to be third in line to Bobby Shuttleworth and Rocco. You got to think, I mean, and it's a loan, so it's not like we're going to bring in a developmental player. I don't know, man. I guess Rocco's the same thing, right? Because we brought him in on loan as a young player.
So I don't think Godinho's a loan. He was at a contract at Chivas, so we have signed him through the end of the season.
Gotcha.
With an option to extend.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
I inferred that.
But to your point though, Tim, they're still basically leaving at the end of the season. So there's still no decision. Well, of course, there's no decision made there, but it's an open competition between the two of them, you would think, right now.
What a weird problem to have, because you think about it, at the beginning of the season, we signed Dylan Castanera, right, as the backup to Brad Guzan. He's going to be probably the success or the
Bobby Shuttleworth.
And Bobby Shuttleworth was there too as the third string.
Yeah,
right.
I think it was like Guzan, Shuttleworth, and then Castanera.
Castanera was third. I thought we traded. What did we trade away? Mo Adams to get Dylan Castanera.
I know.
So it wasn't
a whole Mo Adams.
I know, but I mean...
But that Red Bulls game, dude.
Never forget. But
tell me give me a moment that Bobby Shuttleworth has stood out more than Mo Adams has in that first goal against Red Bulls 2 years ago.
and he scored in the first 5 minutes at LAFC, so...
True.
Yeah.
That's right. Mo Adams did.
Yeah. And then we proceeded to get dunked on that game, I believe.
No, that was the one that went like
Yeah.
that was like 4-3
4-3
game, right?
LAFC. That's right. We almost came back.
Yeah.
We had 20 minutes of just
Yeah.
sheer terror. Where
Yeah.
No, but like you think about it, the 3 guys that we signed at the beginning of the season are probably not factoring into the 1-2 conversation at goalkeeper, no less, like midway through the season.
No, yeah.
And to your point, Dan, the 2 guys that are going to be vying for that starting position
weren't even on the radar of
No.
this front office,
and not even who aren't even guaranteed to be with the team next year. So
Yeah.
what is going
right,
on?
exactly. Yeah.
And,
I mean,
the reason we didn't call Justin Garces up, right? Sorry, last thing, but like Justin Garces is down with the 2s, right? Because he can't, like, isn't there some rule about us calling him up? Like, we can't call him up yet to give him a contract.
I don't know, Tim.
No.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it was that they just saw an opportunity to bring Rocco back in and they like him better than Garces, or I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So anyway, Pachuca.
Yeah, Pachuca. So, what was everyone's thoughts on that game as a whole? Dan?
Go ahead, Dan.
I was glad that we won. I mean, I feel like winning breeds winning. So even if it's just like a throwaway game where you just testing your guys out, if you can get the win there, then a lot of people have been saying that's helped us beat Miami was because we won midweek and were able to kind of ride that wave in. And of course, getting a trophy and a confetti cannon and stuff going on midweek, that's always going to bring the morale back around. But I thought it was a decent game. I've been enjoying these one-offs with Liga MX.
Well, I like
clubs.
that Pineda leaned into it with the second half full squad rotation too. He really leaned into the fact is like, look, we're not going to just trot out our starting lineup that's already deep into our roster just to be able to field these guys. Like second half, let's rotate out everybody to see what shakes out. Maybe guys that aren't getting looks are going to finally get them, and lo and behold, that leads to the winning goal in the second half with your non-starting lineup, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, Cup legend, Atlanta United Cup legend, Dom Dwyer.
That's it, man.
That's right.
But not just that. I mean, you speak to that. Like Aiden McFadden ended up getting called up and kept into the 18 for
There's a couple names
for
that
Sundays.
I didn't recognize, and I don't even remember that. I was like, who?
Well, I mean, Noah Karp played pretty
exactly.
well, and he's like 16.
Yeah.
He just signed a pro deal with
Exactly. That was the one that I was thinking about. I was like, who? But yeah, I think that the other big takeaway from that match that we saw yesterday is like that was the first match that I feel like we've really seen the Joseph Martinez and Luis Araujo showcase at the top, and that led to that opening barrage of back-to-back goals in quick succession that basically happened again yesterday against Miami. Like those two play so well off of each other up top, and it allows the rest of the forwards and midfielders to really float and open up space around them. That it's nice to see that finally coming together now that they're both healthy and both playing consistently together.
Yeah, I think that was going to be my biggest call out, is seeing both of them get on the score sheet.
Yeah,
like that's
2 games in a row.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, it just led completely into Sunday. And I mean, seeing Joseph score 2 goals in a week's time, like 4 days time, I mean, that's got to breed huge confidence.
Dude, I don't want to jump the shark, but at the same time, like really, like you see the kind of workings of a potential rebirth of the Miggy Joseph connection with these two. I mean, like I know it's very early on, but at the same time, like you can see the beginnings of something like that, where it's not by happenstance that both of them are on the score sheet back-to-back games, and both of them are assisting each other in the act.
Yeah, and go ahead, Dan.
You saw the celebration after Araujo's goal. Like Joseph was screaming to congratulate him. So I thought Joseph had scored at that point, but absolutely, I could see that happening too, Kev.
Yeah, I mean, to Brenton Crawford's point, he said we saw it in the first game of the year,
absolutely.
and it was great then. And then Luis went out, obviously, and our season kind of took a big dive at that. Mateo saying Joseph and Araujo are looking like they could be a power couple for sure. I think it's a little different. I had the same thought. My initial thought was like Joseph just needs a left-footed attacking winger to help him, and then I was like, oh, pity Martinez. Maybe not.
No, you were right. The attacking part is
that's
missing there.
So, but that I think Luis is, and I'm probably gonna get like hate for saying this. I think he might be a better player than Miggy all around as an attacker.
Interesting.
He might not have the sheer ostrich speed that but he's not far off.
No,
I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. I'm probably jumping the shark saying that. But they play differently. They're both left-footed, obviously. Go ahead, Dan.
Twitter is melting down.
Yeah, I can imagine.
First the Canadians and now Araujo. Come on, man.
I don't know. I mean, he definitely plays differently. I think he's dangerous from different positions than Miggy is.
And I think the structure around him's different. Like the thing with Miggy's speed, it was on showcase the way that the offense was structured, in that it was a counter and punish offense where you had a player that would turn and take a break from our 30-yard line and run it inside the opposing team's 18 on a break sprint that no one was going to catch him on. Araujo's not being asked to deploy but he's just as equally aggressive and threatening whenever he is on the ball, you know? So,
and it's once we start to see Thiago Almada
and we've
get
seen
back into the
flashes
fold.
of that too,
exactly. And then, I mean, to Elliot's point, I don't know. He said Moreno had more freedom to move whenever Thiago wasn't on the field. What do you guys think? Are we done with Pachuca?
Yeah,
we can go into the Miami game. Okay,
that's fine.
Go ahead, Dan. What else did you have?
No. I didn't have anything else.
Let's talk about the cup that doesn't matter. Keep going, Dan.
No, I really didn't have anything else.
Oh, okay. Just being an ass. I'm going to think about that all night. No. So what did you guys think of Ronaldo basically taking Thiago Almada's spot yesterday in the attacking four?
What was interesting to me was I feel like he was less noticeable for me in the run of play to what Almada has typically brought, that he's been such a standout player in the chance creation and the opportunities that he's taken throughout the match. Like Cisneros just did not do that for me. I feel like yesterday, like he was there, but it wasn't like he was flipping a switch in some regard that I feel like Almada's traditionally done.
Yeah, I thought he was decent. I thought he played well. He did what he needed to do. He was dangerous. He's no Almada by any stretch of the imagination, but he was serviceable, and I thought that with him and Wiley, I thought they could do a lot of damage there.
I wanted Wiley to get that goal so bad, man.
Yeah, me too,
man. He was so close, dude. And then the fact that he gets the rebound too and just couldn't drive it home. Oh,
I mean, he's 17.
His ceiling is so unbelievably high. Like he has to be he probably has the biggest potential of any of our prospects in our young history, right? He has to, right?
Yes.
Because I think already he might be on par. This is going to sound stupid probably too, but on par with George Bello. I mean, he's physically he's a lot taller than Bello. He seems like he's faster than Bello too.
I feel like we haven't asked him to do as much
That's
defensively, like what Bello consistently had to do. Like I feel like Bello was constantly tracking players down and having to really showcase a more defensive-minded ability that Caleb hasn't had to do. But offensively, I think that he's stronger than Bello was.
And that's not me at all being down on Bello. I love George Bello
absolutely.
to death. I'm that high on Caleb Wiley.
Yeah.
I think that Andrew Gutman's injury was horrific to lose him for that long. But if it coincided with the fact that we got Caleb Wiley healthy at the same time, I think it's going to be just like a nice benefit for him to get a ton of play time in his development.
Yeah.
Might mean we lose him sooner, but
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna
It's all good
That's
things for the
gonna
club,
suck.
though. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, for
absolutely.
sure.
I mean, you should get I think they've learned with Bellows transfer that they may want to, depending on the figures that come through, they may want to sell quicker.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because you look at Alfonso. How much older was Bello than Alfonso Davies considering their transfers? I know. I mean, Alfonso Davies is kind of a transcendent talent for left back, but I mean, they couldn't have been that different in age, right? Because I think Davies left at like 18 or 19
I thought he was
to Bayern.
19.
Yeah, and Bello was 19 also. Yeah. So they're about the
think he was
same,
19.
just like a gulf of difference between the transfer fees. What do you guys think about Wiley as left winger once Gutman's healthy? That obviously presupposes that that Almada or Moreno, like somebody else, gets shuffled around in that front four.
Gutman was just such a great player, top to bottom on
Yeah.
that left side. Like, I don't know where you need. I don't think Wiley's giving you anything that Gutman isn't giving you on both sides of the ball over on that left side.
Yeah, if now the only thing I think, if Wiley can score a goal or two,
that's true.
That would be.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Give the man a break. He wanted it. He shit the bed. We all know he shit the bed. We got it.
But at this point in time, I'd still want Gutman in there.
Yeah,
but,
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, like to Mateo's point, if Gutman's out at left back and then is Wiley pushed up front, but then
what do you do with Almada?
I guess, well,
Cisneros is only playing left winger because Almada is suspended for 3 games.
Yeah.
Right. No, exactly. I was trying to think through what's going on. Yeah, you'd have to.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna displace Almada.
No, the only way he gets in on that left side is Moreno maybe gets sat as our first sub off the bench, and Almada gets shifted, more centrally. But I don't think that's going to happen either. It's going to have to happen during midweek games and that sort of thing. So
I completely forgot. If I don't talk about it now, I'm going to forget all over again.
The Apple TV stuff?
No. Well, that's a big one.
Yeah.
But also World Cup.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How fucking awesome is that?
Yeah.
Atlanta got named as a host city for 2026.
With the recommendation of being a semifinal site.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means we don't get any other games other than the semifinal if that happens.
I don't know. I would think because of the amount of matches, because you could think all the group stages and everything, like there's not that many
across
host cities.
3 countries, though. How many host cities were there? 26?
16.
Oh, 16.
Yeah, like I said, there's way more than 16 matches throughout the tournament,
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, there's 16 groups.
Yeah. Like I said, there's no way that Atlanta would just host a semi and that's it. I would think that they would host at least a couple, especially whenever you're investing all this money in the conversion of the turf to natural grass and all that. So,
yeah. No, I mean, I'm super excited for it. I'm hoping we could somehow snag a ticket to one of the games.
No, I told Stacey, I don't care how much it costs. We're going. We'll find a way.
I'm in the same boat. I've never been to a World Cup game. I've never
That's
been
a
to an
bucket
England
list
game.
thing, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
in your home city, like you don't have to pay for travel. You don't have to pay for room and board, anything. You just gotta get there,
I mean, imagine if I don't know if they're gonna do it like this, but if they hosted a group in each city, I would just imagine if Group
wild,
B
man.
was hosted here. Oh my god.
Dude, could you imagine? You know what sucks? I wish we had capacity for what is it? We needed like 5,000 more seats in the stadium to host a final.
Yeah.
It was something like that. Because
really?
surely we would have hosted that final, right? I don't
Well,
know. Maybe not over
I think
MetLife.
no. I think SoFi.
SoFi is going to be the host? I thought MetLife was going to
final.
be the host of the final, most likely.
I don't know. I would go with
New
SoFi
York.
because it's newer. It's what is it, like $5 billion or something that they?
It's a $5 billion stadium. Does it have the capacity though?
I don't know. You'd hope so.
It only holds 70,000 seats.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, MetLife Stadium holds 82,500. Yeah, so SoFi wouldn't qualify. From what I understand, SoFi wouldn't qualify for a final.
Oh, okay. So then it would be a MetLife.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's And what's it? Sorry, LS Tech. I've been meaning to look at that.
That one will probably be one of the semis, I would think.
I mean,
that stadium is so pretty, dude.
It's 87,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's 80
the US is getting the final.
Yeah.
They didn't go in with that bid without
Mm-mm.
that made sure that was everybody clearly
Oh,
understood
for sure.
Yeah.
what
for
was
sure.
going on.
Oh, gotcha. Kendrick is saying SoFi is expandable to 100,000. So that you're probably right. I completely forgot about SoFi. I think whenever they first started the bids, I don't know if SoFi was even open yet.
Maybe not. That stadium's incredible.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
insane.
Okay,
He said
well,
all the knockout stage games are in the US. Is that right?
Oh, wow.
didn't know that.
Yeah. All right, we'll come back to the Apple TV thing after Miami. Still have Miami game to discuss.
Yeah. So Miami, kind of talked about it with Pachuca, but Joseph and Aruju coming out guns blazing. I feel like I don't know how much more I can say other than how excited I am to see both of them in a run of form right now. That I just can't wait to see another game with them. You know, going from almost like half dreading matchups offensively, like with big question marks about who's gonna seal the deal. Like clearly we've got a lot of players that are capable and there's a lot to be excited about, but for the first time this season, I feel like offensively we're starting to build some consistency where we've got multiple games in a row now scoring multiple goals. Defensively, that's another story. Again, like I said earlier, you don't really feel comfortable with this team unless you've got a 3-goal lead. But offensively, it seems like you've got the makings to get you into a game where you're scoring 2 or 3 easily, you know?
Yeah, to me, it was interesting that in all the other games, you know, the games that we've had where we've either lost or drawn or just been awful, like passes, you would have like a wayward pass or the pass would get too close to the player. And in this game, it seemed like our passes would just work.
Yeah.
Even like, you know, when there was a scramble, when it was scrappy, someone would still be able to come in and just get a foot in and get the ball out to another Atlanta United player, which that hasn't been going our way at all. Also, the passing was just, I just don't think Inter Miami are very good. They seemed like they would whiff on passes that they really should have got to. So I'm a little hesitant. I thought, the guy who stood out for me was Ibarra. I mean, good Lord, he got like 5 interceptions all by himself, 3 tackles. The guy was immense. I mean, he could be, if he carries on like this, I think he'll be like the most improved player on the team. He was really good, and it kind of was a game that suited him, that got scrappy at times, and we needed to be bailed out.
Speaking of that, thoughts on the second yellow card?
You have to give it.
Dude,
even if there's not a lot of contact, it was still a tactical foul on a breakaway. It's unfortunate.
So bad. It was so funny being in the stadium for them to show the replay once and then immediately stop showing it.
Well, because it probably looks bad because there's not a lot of contact.
Not at all.
But it's still it's still an
Yeah.
impediment on a player breaking away.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for John Mota, but I just. Can I point out the fact that, and this is 100% a compliment, that Franco Ibarra is just a young Argentine Dan James?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would go with that.
Yeah. You need the Ibarra haircut. You almost have it. You just need to go probably 2 inches shorter all the way around.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I do need a haircut. I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
If you need a haircut, let's talk about this week's sponsor, Manscaped. No,
Sports Clips. Is that still a thing? Sports Clips still a thing?
Great clips.
Yeah.
Whenever you got $5 and you don't care what your hair looks like, come on down to Great Clips.
Sometimes it's fantastic, and then the other times you're like, "Fuck." that's all you say whenever you get done.
It's just a matter of time until this grows back out. Come on down and see us at Great Clips.
They give you that mirror to look at the back of your head, and you just audibly just fuck. I'm gonna have to go get this fixed.
The community college of hairstylists. Come on down to Great Clips.
Sometimes you're like, I could walk on a movie set right now. The other times, almost every other time, it's pretty bad.
So speaking of the red card, did anyone see like after the play, Mota kind of bumbled into low at the Miami defender, and he just like crumpled onto the ground. It was like he was trying to simulate a foul if an Atlanta United player had gone into him. What on earth was that about?
Yeah, and it even caused confusion, I think. Well, at least it caused confusion for Mike Conti. It's always fun because we were listening to the game on the way back from the strippers game, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's always fun to hear Mike Conti try and like assert himself, and Jason's like, no, that's not what's going on. But there was a decent amount of confusion with that because I think Conti he's like, we tried to play the free kick early as soon as that foul happened.
Oh, yeah.
The referee, what is his name? Armando Villarreal throws his hands up, and they're like, oh shit, are they getting us for something? Because that whole thing with Mota bumbling into with Lowe and like trying to cause that confusion. And yeah, it's shithousery. That's proper use of that word, right? Yeah.
It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It was why would you fall on the floor like that when your own player is flying into you? I don't know.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, they barely even have 11 players next to Paul McDonough. Like, I don't even know how they're fielding a full team at this point with all their sanctions.
Right.
They're like, it's almost like Lane Kiffin ran through there for a year.
Imagine if you got a sanction that was like you could only play 10 players a game for the entire season. I mean, it's kind of like a points deduction.
It's almost like cheering. It's almost like rooting for Birmingham City. They basically play with 10 players every game, right?
Well, more like 9. But I don't know if you've seen the memes, but like the only reason Birmingham City didn't get relegated is because Derby County got something like ridiculous, like a 21-point deduction.
For going into, was it administration? Did they go into administration?
Well, we've had administration. I think there was some more stuff on top of it, but Birmingham City have had plenty of financial fair play points deductions over the years, but we always seem to somehow stay in there, and now we're being bought by a bankrupt fascist. So it's kind of par for the course. Really.
Who? Roman Abramovich?
No, Bassini.
Don't let Resurgence hear that. They will show up and shut it down.
Shut it down. Say it with me. Shut it down. Shut it down. Yeah, can we talk for real quick? Brent Crawford brought this up. He said, "What was up with Dom at the end?" Said he for real wanted to fight. I think he wanted to fight Marcelino Moreno for not passing on that breakaway.
Yeah.
He got so mad. Like, he threw a temper tantrum. I would too, though. Like, I feel like I've done that in pickup when a guy's done that. I'm like, I have just so much space. I have so much space in front of me. But Dom Dwyer's the new Franco Escobar, not in any sort of defensive capacity, playing ability, but his propensity to get fired up and get yellow cards and red cards.
You mean LGP?
Or LGP, yeah. But people loved it back when they did it.
You need an aggressor.
Do people love the Dom Dwyer? Like, jury's out in the trap. Do you love the Dom Dwyer powder keg?
Dude, he plays the heel pretty well.
I love it. We haven't had anybody like that on our team. I feel like we've needed it.
Yeah. Especially late in the game, whenever you're bringing them in just to get the other team mad, essentially, or to come in and not only make them mad, but get them to step out of position or make an errant foul or something like that. And for him to capitalize on all of that and capitalize on the sort of social fragility of the back line.
Yeah.
Like, you need somebody like that to change the dynamic, because he's certainly got the skill to back it up if he gets put into a position to do something with it,
Yeah. Was that low that he tried to fight after the game?
I think it was in Beaker.
Okay. I don't know Miami's players well enough. Yeah, no, I think you're right, Dan. So, but he headbutted. They didn't show much of it on TV, so I don't know if you can attest to this.
See that, yeah.
They went kind of at each other a little bit, and it looked like, I guess, Mabika headbutted him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and then Dom Dwyer just was like, come on, let's go off the field and let's go throw hands. And he started running off. That's what he looked like. He said, all right, let's take this off the field. And he started running off. It was pretty comical. And then he like ran away. Dom Dwyer ran away. But nobody got any discipline for that. It's so crazy because of what Almada got.
Yeah.
He got 3 games for bumping into that frat boy referee, and then nothing happened after that. Yeah.
Gosh, I think it was Felipe Cardenas on Twitter screenshotted like the reasons why. Like you can have a disciplinary committee, so you get the 1 automatic game for a red card, and then if Disco thinks it's an egregious enough offense, they can implement something called parameter 2, which can increase the suspension. But I would not classify what Almada did to the referee as egregious.
No.
I looked up egregious on the internet, and it says it means something like shocking. It wasn't shocking. It was pretty tame. Kind of lame. And then, of course, they go and give him 2 extra.
Throw the book at him.
Throw the book at him. It's like,
it was.
Come on, man.
I mean, it was shocking in that like somebody can be moved by somebody as small as Thiago Almada.
No.
Well,
like in that fashion.
This guy Dickerson was absolute garbage referee. Anyway.
What do you guys think about this midfield?
Before we get onto that, I just want to talk about Patrick's suggestion to have next time we sub in Dom Dwyer, just to have him come down from the rafters with a baseball bat like Sting.
a la Sting. Yeah. That would be pretty amazing. Yeah, it seems like everybody in the trap likes Dom Dwyer. Yeah.
Sorry, but the midfield, let's go back to the game.
Obviously waxing poetic about Franco Ibarra and what he's brought to the team. I think he's been outstanding the past few matches, especially since he's been reinserted into the lineup. I think he's been a pretty steady.
Well, he's been that consistent threat, hasn't he?
And a physical presence that I feel like I love Santi Sosa, but I don't think Sosa brings that physical presence that Franco Ibarra does.
No.
Like I mean, it was pressure. I don't know if it completely led to the first goal, but he pressured that and caused an errant pass at the beginning of the game. Whenever who scored the first goal? Luis, right?
Yes.
I'm getting the 2 flipped in my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thought to take that volley from out there, or to take that one time from out there from Luis, the way that he hit it.
Same thing with Joseph, though, man. Where Joseph puts the ball at the very top of the net, just under the crossbar from his positioning, is less like Jesus.
Yeah.
So to your point about the midfield and how the midfield's shaping up, I want to kind of take a step back in the formation. One of the things I did notice under Rocco playing goalkeeper, I think he plays the most forward out of any keeper I've seen on the back line. He's playing up near the 35-yard line basically throughout the entire match. And I think that allows that midfield to really sort of be where it wants to be rather than having to play so far back to cover, because he's acting like an additional defender back there essentially. Like I feel like he was consistently getting more involved on the defensive structure and sort of building from the back, because he plays so far up that it allows that midfield to really shift forward rather than having to play more defensively to support the back 3 essentially. So
I'm with Patrick, though. The man is asking to get.
He certainly is. He certainly is. He is flirting with disaster, but dude, he's so far off of his line. It's ridiculous.
He's going to get a shabby Alonso over the top.
But I think, he's not going to do it when they're breaking
That's true.
towards the Atlanta goal. He's going to do it when, we have defensive possession and we're looking to build up play. So yes, I'm sure at some point in time, just like Joseph would do his signature style penalty, and that one time he missed or it got saved, and then of course everyone ignores the thousands of other times that he's been successful doing that same technique.
He's going to get David Silva or whatever. Not Silva.
Patrick
David,
Schick?
who the NYC? Yeah, David Villa. Like the midfield chip shot.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's going to be up there at the 35 and somebody's just going to punish it from midfield.
But keep doing you. Keep doing you, Rocco.
Yeah. So it was, did you watch the post-game press conference? There was a reporter there who asked Rob Valentino questions and was saying that he was, are you not concerned? He's playing in the midfield. And Rob was just like, no, we're not concerned. I thought he played great. It was just kind of like, come on, reporter, do better than that.
Well, I mean, Manuel, I'm not saying he's Manuel Neuer by any stretch, but I mean, Neuer does the same. Like there is a type of keeper who does that. Yeah. Right. Like that's what. But
again, it allows your line to shift and get more involved in the run of play so that they're not so dependent on possession out of the back of the field,
Yeah. I think we will see more of this from other keepers as we move forward.
Did something happen with David Villa? Did he get allegations? Has he been allegated? I didn't know that.
Oh, yep.
Oh no.
Yeah. Looks like sexual harassment. That was back in 2020.
Oh man.
Jeez, man, you can't turn around with some idiot being a sexual predator.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate.
Maybe Cleveland will sign him too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that Cleveland? Cleveland picked up Deshaun.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, they picked up Deshaun.
And then they dropped him.
Did they drop him?
I'm pretty sure they relieved him of his contract just like a week or two ago.
Did they really?
I thought I hadn't seen that.
Was that after the 100th person came forward? Because it's gotten that.
I thought that they had relieved him of his contract.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I mean, he's got like $230 million guaranteed.
For some reason, I thought that they had relieved him.
I think he might have the biggest contract in NFL history, crazy. Right? Yeah, that's insane. Thoughts on Emerson Hyndman getting reinserted into the lineup? He being side by side with Franco.
Yeah, I thought it was great, especially since Franco's being more of the aggressor too, right? Like it allows Hyndman to kind of move forward a little bit more, and
it's hard to believe. Like they brought it up on the broadcast yesterday. Sorry, Dan, but like it's still really only been a year.
Yeah,
since he hurt his ACL.
Yeah, I think it's been more than a year. I feel like he's been gone for ages.
I guess it's been 15 months.
Yeah,
is that right?
Holy moly! But I mean, his past success was 9.2.
Or am I crazy? Was that 2020 he got injured? Or was that 2021? It was 2021, right? Yeah, it was 2021 where he got injured.
I think he had another injury in 2020, though, that he was out for a significant portion of that season. It wasn't his ACL tear, but I think he was out a good chunk.
No, he tore his ACL in June. No, it's almost exactly a year to the day that he tore his ACL.
But he was out a good bit of 2020 with another injury. It wasn't his ACL.
It was June 10th in training last year that he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
So, that's crazy. He's back in the starting lineup basically a year after tearing his ACL. That seems kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
But we also are kind of thin. So
true. No, I think he was great. Again, it's also kind of tough to evaluate because to Dan's point, I don't think Miami is a very strong team to begin with. And you compound that by the fact that they were down a man for the better part of 60 minutes in that game. Like it's tough to really gauge.
And now I'm coming back down off this high. And Kevin
I just want to be realistic about it,
Yeah.
Withdrawals are hitting in.
Well, I mean, we've got Toronto, Red Bulls, and NYCFC on the road the next 3 games. I mean,
right.
You hope that we can get a win against Toronto, but man, I mean, you hate playing Red Bulls all the time in NYCFC or
Certainly
in
don't
stellar
want to play
form.
NYCFC right now.
It's. You're right, Kev. It could be a hard landing, but at least there is some consistency, and they've finally got 2 positive results on the bounce.
Exactly.
So that's something to build on. But yeah, there is still an awful lot of questions still to be answered by this team.
Can I read a couple of the reactions we got on Twitter today about? We only got a few from the people's thoughts or how they're feeling after yesterday's game. Chuck Dowdy, he's saying feeling optimistic. Rocco looked good, although not too many good shots on goal for Miami. I liked Wiley, but made some weird decisions at times. Will improve with time. Moreno and Araujo are really good, but seem to miss key passes or ball hog at times. Calling them Barco. And then I said young backline looks solid. Campbell was impressive. Yeah, George Campbell. I feel like maybe he's back on his A game. And then he said Franco as well. My favorite new thing, Brian Olivas saying he feels aggressively fine. I think that's something I'm going to have to start using in my regular life, everyday life.
Aggressively fine.
I'm aggressively fine right now. And then Kendrick Brock saying, we did what we are supposed to do, got 3 points against a team playing with 10 men for 60 minutes. Yeah, that's Kevin bringing me back down, too.
Yeah.
It's just...
Well, it's not like we didn't have the chances. So... There's a lot of people yelled at me earlier in the early years, like it's the chances that matter.
Yep.
And it definitely seems like a positive, right? We don't let in goals. We score 2 goals. Even if there's a red card, then I don't know. Right. I mean, Miami.
Hey, we scored the 2 goals whenever they had 11 men on the field.
Yeah.
So there is that. Is it?
Wait, we scored 1 goal.
No,
we scored 1 goal against 11 men.
Oh, I thought it was 2. Sorry.
No,
you're
second
right.
goal came in the second half. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got the timing mixed up with the Pachuca game because those 2 came pretty quickly in the first half. Sorry.
But I mean, you look at Miami's record over the past. Hold on. If you go back, they lost to us. Obviously, they beat Portland in Fort Lauderdale. They drew Orlando. They beat Red Bulls. They drew Philadelphia, and they drew DC. They beat, well, that was Tormenta, U.S. Open Cup. And then I guess they had a tough stretch, but they did beat us. So I mean, it's not like they're, I don't know. And that draw against, that draw against Orlando was actually a loss in penalties, but
yeah, I know like the past results, but I remember like a month ago when we had the last pod and I was watching their highlights, they would like weird fluky goals and they would be counterattacking when the other team is up the other end of the field, which I guess, I mean, I know that's a tactic, but it was like they were put in these positions where the outcome was going to be a goal in terms of it was like Tim could have scored it. So I don't know. I feel like I'm just giving Tim a hard time. Like
I think you're giving me way too much credit. That's what I think.
I don't think they are very good. I just don't think they're a good team. I think Campana is fantastic, and that's about it.
Well, what do you think about Toronto, Dan? Let's hear it. And I want you guys to hear it too. You've been hearing us moan and groan all show. It's time to start doing a little moaning of your own in. Get ready. Here it comes. You've waited a long time. You're edged. You're ready. It's the Dan mode.
Toronto. We're playing Toronto, so, who have not been that great. They're trying to wait until they can sign Insigne in the summer. Past 5 games in league play. I mean, I'm just looking at the screen, and all they do is just cracking up. So I don't know. one of them must have said a funny word. Past 5 games in league play: lost 2 at Vancouver, lost 1-0 against Orlando, drew with DC 2-2, beat Chicago, the powerhouse of Chicago, 3-2, and then lost at Red Bulls 2-0. They also had 2 games in between all of that with Halifax and Forge in the Canadian Cup. Canadian Open Cup. I don't really know what the name is, which they both won. But then they've got a game on Wednesday against Montreal. So hopefully they should be nice and tired when they get knocked out of the Canadian Open Cup by Montreal, and then we go up and beat them in Toronto. So they are getting better in terms of their results in the past 5 games or so. Currently, they're sitting. Where are they sitting? They're sitting 15th. Anyway, they got 15 points. They've gone 4 wins, 3 draws, and 8 losses with a -8 goal difference. They seem to concede pretty heavily in the 15th, in the first 15 minutes of the first half, the last 15 minutes of the first half, and then the first 15 minutes of the second half. So got some end-to-ends. It was like 9 goals in the first 15 minutes of the second half. And Alejandro Pozuelo, I mean, he's the guy there right now. FootMob's got him at 7.66 rating in terms of rating the players at the team. Atlanta United should handle the business here. Toronto's weaknesses are many. They are not great at keeping possession of the ball. They're not great at aerial duels. They're not great at defending counterattacks. They're not great against defending skillful players or protecting the league. And they're even worse at defending against attacks down the wings, stopping opponents from creating chances. I mean, all of those things kind of sit nice and tidily into Atlanta United's strengths, like counterattacking, creating chances with through balls, attacking from long shot opportunities. So Atlanta should handle the business here. It's going to be on the road, so I'm sure it's going to be another hard-fought win. I mean, Toronto always seem to rise to the occasion, just like the Red Bulls do when they're playing Atlanta. So, plus, I mean, I can't stand Bob Bradley, so I want to see him lose. I don't want him to be successful over the expense of my team. So, Atlanta should do this, and it's going to be a real hard landing if we don't. So we need to start this road trip off white. All right, fellas, what's your prediction?
Let's start this road trip off white. You know, we'll bring back the spirit of Virgil Abloh. We're doing it the right way, the white way. No, we can't say that. Nope. Sorry. Nope. Didn't mean it that way. Dan said it first. Blame him. Blame Dan. I say 3-1 Toronto.
We're going to lose that badly?
I'm at Atlanta, sorry.
Well, I mean, this is the last podcast we're ever going to do, so.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
This would be the off-white episode.
Yeah.
We can just sell it for thousands of dollars.
Did
I tell you about those? Did I tell you about those off-white monarchs I got? Air monarchs I got from StockX?
No, you did not.
I'll show them to you after the show.
Did you really?
What am I supposed to do? I have a kid now.
Dude, that's amazing if you really did. That's amazing. Because I know they did. They've never made that. They've never done that.
You see the wheels turning in Kevin's head. I know off-white. Off-white Skechers.
Yes, Brittany, we have a chance.
3-1 Atlanta.
I'd say probably 2-0 Atlanta. I say we get another shutout.
Elliot Bevan 3-2 Atlanta. Brittany S 2-1 Atlanta. Patrick Keenum 2-1 Atlanta. Mateo 3-1 Atlanta. Dan, what did you say yours was?
I didn't. I'm going to say like 2-1.
2-1 who?
Atlanta.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Oh boy. I'm going to be thinking about that comment all night. That definitely, I don't know what my mouth does sometimes. Just get all worked up with the damn
I know.
Anything else?
Yeah, what was your prediction?
I think I'm done.
He said 3-1.
3-1 Atlanta.
Oh, Tim, it would be nice doing a podcast with you next week.
Yeah. Is that really it? That's how we're going to end the show? Is that really what we're doing?
What do you guys think about we didn't talk about the Apple TV deal.
Yeah.
Oh,
so they're airing all MLS games starting.
They have the
right?
exclusive rights to. Actually, I shouldn't say exclusive because other MLS is free to explore linear deals for nationally televised games with ESPN and like Fox and FS1 and whatnot. But otherwise, Apple TV will carry every single MLS game the entire season.
It's pretty huge.
No blackouts, no regional blackouts.
Pretty huge.
They're only going to be, I think Patrick Keenum in the trap saying, he said, I like the option to play your local radio audio synced up with the match. I agree. Cool. I think that's great because I have no idea how they're going to staff. What would it be? I guess 14 sets of broadcasters every weekend. Yeah. How many teams do we have in MLS right now? I keep losing track.
They do it right now. I mean, you just hire them.
Oh, that's fair.
They're going to want a job.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, some of them are not going to be poised to get a job.
You're really hoping that Mo Adu should do the Premier League. He blows Tim Howard out of the water.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
And Kevin Egan, and hopefully we can get Kevin Egan. It'd be awesome to get Mo Adu, but I think he's destined for bigger things.
Yep. Brent Crawford brings something up that I think is big too. He says the Apple TV deal could be so big, the money could go up if subscriptions increase, and Messi is likely coming. I think that's probably one of the things that they saw as a money, like an incentive, is having Messi for a few years in Miami.
Yeah. When's he supposed to come?
Next year, I think.
Really,
if I'm not mistaken.
How crazy is that going to be?
I don't know. I don't know how well he's been playing in a farmers league the past couple of years and hasn't been doing much right at PSG.
Who's that?
Messi. Yeah.
I don't think he's scored many goals. I don't know. I really don't.
I mean,
I guess just 1 year. He scored 6 goals in 26 games.
I mean, it's less. He's certainly got the talent, and I just mean more so. How is that going to be with the spectacle of it all?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. He's not going to be able to go anywhere. We're going to have a hard time getting tickets if you're not a season ticket holder. And that's another big thing about this Apple TV subscription thing is that if you're a season ticket holder, you get it for free.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you're going to get free access to all MLS games as a season ticket holder. Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, because I have no idea.
So wait, how's that going to work? Like, if I don't have an Apple TV subscription?
No, that's the thing is I don't think this goes through Apple TV Plus. I think there's going to be like
a separate.
Yeah, it's a subscription service like that happens with like NBA. And that's what I'm curious of is I'm not sure of is like if it's like the NBA League Pass where I can just buy the Pacers streams.
That's how it should be, man.
Versus buying the entire league.
That's how it should be. If you're a season ticket holder for a team and you're committed and you're paying the team, like a kickback from that standpoint, like I don't care what sport it is. Like you're paying so much and you're clearly giving money to the organization. I feel like you should be able to watch them if they're on the road without having to jump through all the hoops that the fan base has to, whether it's, your Panthers fan and supporter and season tickets there or Clemson or Atlanta United, whoever it is, I feel like that's because it's ridiculous that these media groups are controlling all of that despite where people's money is actually going. No.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think though you have, in order to access the MLB, you have to have an Apple TV Plus subscription.
I believe that's not the case, right? Like I'm pretty sure, and they only do Friday night games on Apple TV, right? I think you have to have a separate, maybe I'm wrong. But
it just makes sense to me that you would keep it all consistent. Like, and I think I've heard a lot about people talking about, it's going to drive subscriptions to Apple TV Plus.
Is it? Maybe I did not think it was going to be through Apple TV Plus. I thought it was going to be a separate subscription.
I mean, I could see that could be like some sort of add-on, but I don't know. I really don't know much about these. I just want it on my TV, and I want to watch it when I want to watch it.
Yeah, maybe it is Apple TV Plus, but I did not see that whenever I was looking through things last week. I don't know. I didn't read the whole contract or the press release in its entirety, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's a $2.5 billion agreement, right? $250 million a year over 10 years. I mean, Patrick says, it's going to be separate, but it'll be much smoother if you're in the Apple TV Plus ecosystem.
Well, it's huge for the league, man. Like it's a win-win because Apple is committing to a league that certainly is far from its ceiling right now, and it's a league that's continuing to grow in interest and popularity. And like you said, with Messi coming in next season or whenever that is, you've got big names and big draws, and the league keeps expanding into more and more markets. Like it makes good financial sense. It's sort of pioneering that draw to sort of stake claim and ownership over that to be that provider for it. And it's across the board,
Well, yeah. And it also strengthens Apple's case if they want to go after the leagues.
Exactly.
Well, they have to keep up, right? Because is it Amazon that is vying for all of the NFL broadcasts moving forward? All these players are getting in for the rights.
You look at what ABC's done with college football, right? They own college football playoff, basically.
Yeah.
It's like these broadcasting companies have exclusive rights for advertising and ownership, essentially, even though the college football operates independently. ABC's got a big fucking say in what those schedules look like every season, because they're the ones paying the bills and paying the teams for airtime and prime time every weekend. So it's huge for Apple.
I think it's amazing I think NordVPN probably took a big hit. Or they're going to take a big hit next year.
Yeah.
I mean,
ESPN Plus will take a bigger one too.
Yeah. I mean, I have no reason. Well, we get it through Verizon, but I was going to say I would have no reason to keep our ESPN Plus subscription anymore because I really only use it. We don't watch a lot of the UFC anymore, but we really only use it to watch MLS games.
Yep.
And if that's going away, then it's a lot cleaner interface and a lot cleaner. It probably works a lot better than an ESPN Plus does.
Because you're obviously not watching the Canadian Premier League on there, are you?
Are they on ESPN Plus?
No, I don't know. But the A-League's on there and the Indian League is on there.
Yeah, I mean, they play FA Cup. They play Carabao Cup. They play, Serie A's on there. Bundesliga's on there.
A little bit of the championship.
Didn't Fox Sports get the rights to Premier League or whatever? Aren't all their games being broadcast on Fox Sports for some reason? Yeah, exactly.
It's on NBC.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, obviously.
Again, it's one of those networks that they're pushing everything to their streaming service with all of the games for leagues. Like you got to kind of pick one, and then MLS is, it's got a high ceiling and it's low hanging fruit right now for somebody to pick up.
Yeah, the NBC partnership. You guys had me spooked for a second. I thought that maybe they lost the EPL. They have it till 2028 because I think they do a fantastic job. I love their broadcast crews. As much as you were slating Tim Howard,
he's just not good.
He's pretty stick in the mud type. I don't know. He's not exuberant. His personality is not very vibrant on camera.
Isn't that what you want in
it? Is, yeah.
TV
but
presenter?
The Robbies and Rebecca Lowe, whatever, they'll be great. But
the other big thing that I think is going to go in with this is I think the quality of the broadcasts themselves are going to be elevated versus how it's been a hodgepodge now between the regional broadcast networks doing the games. Like the quality of the broadcast, the cameras, the product that you're seeing for EPL matches versus what we're seeing for MLS matches is like watching a high school game versus NFL game.
We're not talking Texas high school football. Like we're
exactly.
No, you're right. I think I believe it was Kendrick who was telling us it's the guaranteed 1080p broadcast for every
That's
single
awesome.
broadcast.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mateo's comment, Tim Howard can save anything except his commentating career. And I would add long shot goals from, was it Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah. Yeah. Jovan Jones's little brother who doesn't even play in like any big league, I don't think. I don't even remember. Alvin Jones. Yeah, that was a hard. Yeah, fuck, Dan.
Have we talked about the World Cup draw? How, like, all of my countries are in one group?
Yeah, no, we haven't talked about that at all. Like, did anybody feel guilty cheering for Wales, like
No.
against Ukraine? I know you didn't because you're Welsh, but yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, Mateo.
Yeah,
I mean, I was going to be okay if the Ukraine went through. I mean, obviously I was pulling for them over Scotland.
Who do you cheer for, though? Obviously, you're not going to cheer for USA over Wales and England, but who do you choose? Do you choose your mother or your father? Right? Is there one side of your family is Welsh, one side's English?
Well, yeah, my mom was born in England, but she would probably choose Ireland if she gave a damn about football.
Oh, gotcha.
So I've been really. So England were in the same group as Wales in one of the Euro Cups, I think.
Yeah.
And I think I ended up choosing Wales, and they lost 2-1. But I don't know how I'm going to remediate this. I don't know.
And how is it fair that a single country gets 4 entries into World Cup qualifying? I still don't understand this. It's bullshit, right? Because like Scotland almost made it. Wales made it. Northern Ireland, yeah. I mean, that's not happening. But like, yeah, I don't. That's unfair. It's quite unfair.
Yeah, that's pretty unfair, Tim.
But you think like if you created a Great Britain team,
is this how you think about Canada as well?
No, God, no. What?
As
the fifth United Kingdom country that can make it into the World Cup, because that's what I do. I'm pretty sure they're still. Yeah. No, God, no. What are you talking about? They burned our White House down, right?
That's why you hate the Canadians. Gosh,
what?
Olympus has fallen.
Yeah. I thought you said Alexis on fire.
God.
Yeah, that's all full circle.
Still those Canadians.
Olympus has fallen. It's the Canadians.
Wouldn't that
Tim's
solve some
bitter
problems?
enemy.
Put Gareth Bale in the England squad. Little Andy Robertson in the England squad. You just think about that team.
Andy Robertson's Scottish, isn't he?
I know, but I'm saying like if you put Gareth Bale from Wales, if he had a Great Britain squad versus.
Well, we tried to do that for the Olympics, and we got absolutely annihilated.
Okay, fair game.
Because Ryan Giggs was playing.
Oh yeah, and he was like 65 years old.
Yeah,
and he was sleeping with somebody's wife. I bet. He and John Terry are in the same camp, right? They're both.
How is Barco doing? Anybody got the Barco update?
I know the Brandon Vasquez update. Dude is on fire.
that was really good, Kevin.
Yeah, that was very good.
All right. Anything else tonight, fellas?
I feel like we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do a World Cup pod.
Yeah.
Series.
Yeah, we will.
At some point.
Well, remember we did that.
It'll be all right.
Last time?
Atlanta will be well out of the playoffs at that point. We'll have something to talk about. Yeah, I think we did do that a couple of years ago. So, yeah, we'll make sure we do something for that. But in the meantime, find out what we're doing and when we're doing it. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit that bell icon to get a notification each and every time we go live. Find us collectively on Twitter at Home Before Dark. That's before spelled B and the number 4. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. Love the hell out of each and every one of you. We'll see you next time. As always, be home before dark.